Well, hi, everyone, and welcome back to the Galactic Astrology podcast. My name is Ursula O'Farrell with the Ascension Playground, and I'm joined by our podcast co host, Julia Balaz. And as many of you know, Julia is the founder and creator of what's called the Quantum Soul Guidance Practitioner's Certification Course. Wow, that's a mouthful. But today, the three of us are joining together to celebrate our next certified practitioner. She's based in Canada and offers sessions in English and Farsi. Please help us welcome and celebrate Niloofar Chitsaz. Hello, Niloo. Hello, Julia.
Congratulations.
Hi.
Welcome.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much for the introduction.
So happy to be here. And we were speaking a little bit ahead of time how our languages that are offering these sessions to understand your galactic astrology soul journeys through the galacticastrochart.com calculator. It's fascinating how we have so many more languages coming in. And by adding Farsi to German, Dutch, Spanish, Portuguese, I know I'm missing
12. I believe this is number 12 now. So it's all listed on the website, galacticastrology.com. I couldn't be more grateful. Thank you.
It's so fascinating. Well, we have a story to really learn from Niloo. And I just want to share with everybody that the idea that this little baby that was born was called the blossom, the lotus blossom. Niloofar means lotus blossom. And so I don't mean to embarrass Niloo, but I just thought, how special to be called the lotus flower at birth, and how your life has really unfolded from the mud, from the dark, from the shadows into this beautiful fragrant flower. And I think that name of lotus flower embodies this idea as the metaphor of your sacred journey. And you've got a beautiful website now called Sacred Journey Coaching. So I'm going to invite you, Dr. Niloo, to please share with us a little bit about your past and your journey as you came forward and are now here and finding the galacticastrochart.com. Welcome.
Thank you. Thank you so much. First, I just want to really express my gratitude to Julia and you, Ursula. I'm so grateful. Yeah, such a deep gratitude for how divine has been guiding me, and everything is just unfolding in a perfect way, not the way I wanted, but the way that was the path of my soul. Thank you so much for the beautiful introduction. You said it perfectly about just just rising from the darkness, from the mud, because I definitely didn't have a very great and bright childhood, like so many, I'm sure. But I felt always a divine love, a divine guidance that just walked me through. I always loved the stars. I always loved the space. Like my dad used to buy some magazines. They were all about the space, very astronomical and scientific, but I used to be just so obsessed with them and read them all the times, monthly. They were like monthly coming, and I don't even remember what I was reading now because I was very young, but I just loved it. I loved always mystery. I always loved occult. I always loved hidden things that was very hard for me to talk about it and to express it. And because I was in an environment that, my culture, because my background, I'm born in Iran, not everything that I was feeling and I was sensing was really, accepted by my culture and my people. And, my family was open, but I couldn't still talk about, my interests about, connection to people on the other side, things like this. So I always had to, kind of keep it to myself. And as I grew, just life went to a completely different direction. I went completely to my left brain, and, because I also paint, and I used to paint, and I had a very artistic side, not as beautiful as you, Ursula, but, I had my own artistic taste. So, but then there came a time that part was not really received, as much as, being a doctor and going to university and getting a degree. So by whatever force or soul design, I, went to a very different path. And so I became a doctor, and I kind of just completely, I feel I really, really confess that I completely disconnected from my soul for years. And I, started like thinking more about others, pleasing others, and sort of being, good for other people, for my parents, for my teachers, for my, friends and family. And I completely forgot, what my soul wants, what my soul here is here to do. So then, I don't want to go too much to the detail of that, because life went through a lot of twists and turns. But I would say maybe the peak of my awakening started in 2012, when I was experiencing a lot of conflict in my home, with my husband. And so I went through divorce that time, and I think that was when my awakening journey like pretty much started, like right away. And I started like slowly remembering things, but again, very, very still caught up in 3D, and just the little things, small things of life, which was not worth my time. But I think I just had to experience everything. I had to go through everything. And until, like, I would say in 2018, I kind of experienced a very, very deep dark night of the soul experience, which I almost had a near-death experience through like a very small surgery, which really shook me. And I think around that time, something happened with Uranus going through, because I remember I was like, I just started like listening to astrology, and, feeling like this is really, really interesting to me. And that was like the Persian astrologer that my sister sent me her link, and I was like kind of back and forth listening, but not like on a daily, regular basis. But then a lot of things changed again, and it was around 2019 that I felt my soul is calling me to experience plant medicine ayahuasca, which I was introduced like maybe 2-3 years before. But I remember like a day in 2019 just was a very normal day, and I felt like something just literally just punched me in the back and said, "Get your trip planned. You are going." And I was like, "Okay." And I just literally sat beside my computer, and because I was like procrastinating, I'm going, I don't know where to go, I don't know what to do, I don't know if I'm ready, I don't know. But this was like, do it. So I sat beside my computer, I just went through some sites, and then I picked where I'm going, I registered, I paid, and I was like, what did I do? But then I plan to go in the beginning of 2020, which that was, I would say this from 2020 till now, it's been just the major shifts that has been happening in my life. And in fact, 2020, unlike so many people, was honestly one of the best years of my life. I sometimes I have a hard time saying it, because I know it was a very hard year for so many people. Even my own, two young adult daughters were going through a lot of, difficult things around that time. But for me, it was like everything was just coming to my path so effortlessly. Like, just Matthias videos popped. I started like watching Gaia, and, I already felt, a little bit of kind of connection, and I got some understanding about the star seeds from other people. But through Matthias, I was like, just give me more, give me more. I was like thirsty. I couldn't just get enough. I just wanted to, watch every video about, awakening, like shadow, God, like all the, star systems, everything. And everything was just coming to me. I wasn't like really going after anything. Everyone's just falling on my lap. And that was like when I did my first ayahuasca ceremony, right before the pandemic started, like, because as soon as I came back, we all went to lockdown. So that's kind of what happened. So, and then everything just unfolded like one after another. And I felt like God, universe was just showing me. And that was when I felt in my heart, I'm not going to be in this medical conventional path for so much longer. And I always felt very unconventional, though. I was kind of always the black sheep. I was like always doing things that other doctors were not doing, because I never felt, this conventional medicine like resonating with me, just kind of giving people drugs and kind of sending them home. I always did everything that everyone thought I'm crazy. All my colleagues, they always thought I'm like kind of a weirdo. So I still did it, I still did it. But then I felt like I'm getting to the point that is like part of me is not accepting. It's like I can't resonate with the whole what is behind, what's happening with the medical system. And I couldn't really, I couldn't allow myself, to go continue with something that my soul is not happy with it. But I didn't know I'm going to actually quit in 2021. I didn't know it's going to be that fast, but that's kind of what happened in 2021. I gave up my license, and I entered a completely unknown journey. I was a coach. I was a certified coach even that time, but I didn't really feel, this is the whole thing. I always wanted to go deeper with plant medicine, and I actually helped in a lot of ceremonies, and I really fell in love with like, being a facilitator during plant medicine ceremonies. And I love ceremonies in general. Even, for the past 2 years, I do new moon, full moon ceremonies with my friends, with my children. Lately, I have been doing a little bit more, maybe other people, like just doing new moon. I really love the new moon energy. So I do like new moon ceremonies, and I just love the ceremony energy and vibe like that when people get together. So so that's kind of what it's been kind of for this past few years, is just the merging of, different part of my soul, I would call it, more than anything. It's like remembering, remembering, back to remembering. That's what I always want to help people with, like just to remember. If we remember who we are, where we came from, what is our essence, like so much ease is going to enter into our life. Like it's going to get so much, our life is going to be so much more meaningful. I'm not saying it's going to be easier sometimes, but it's going to be so much like more meaningful than what it is. And this year I started by like completely being vulnerable to not knowing where I am going, what I am doing. And in fact, a lot of doors closed to me. I tried to connect with so many people. I tried to do so many things, and everything just said no, no, no. And I was like, God, I don't really know what to do then. Like, you're like closing every door to me. Then what am I here to do, really? And some people told me, I think you should go back to medicine again. Why did you quit? Why did you give up your license? That was your gift. And I said, yeah, I know that was my gift, but I know that's not the whole thing. And I know going back means that I'm scared and I'm not trusting. I have to trust. I know I have to trust and surrender. And I know something is unfolding, but I'm like seeing just maybe this much in front of me, and the rest is like a fog. And I'm sure I'm not supposed to. I'm not supposed to see the rest because I need to trust. I'm learning to trust more and not to control everything, which that's kind of what one of my tendencies has been always in my life, to just want to control things. So, and then and I'm like, in love with astrology, of course, I'm like following, I don't know, God knows, 10 people on YouTube. And I'm, every new moon, every full moon, I'm like listening to whoever, I follow on YouTube, because I kind of want to hear different things from different people. And Ham Gregory is obviously one of my favorite ones. And then in May, I have a visitor, a friend that we met in one of Matthias Di Stefano's event in Egypt. And he just came, and he was on his way to go back home to Australia. And he came here, and then, I'm obviously like a host. And then this video pops, one of the video of Pam Gregory and Julia pops on my YouTube. And I'm like, seeing Galactic Astrology. But then I'm like, I'm busy just kind of hosting, and I'm kind of one of watching it. But then I'm like, maybe I should just give it a little bit more time, or I should just watch it when I have time. And then we have a WhatsApp group with people that we connected in Egypt. So one of them posted this video on the group. And then my friend here just coming and telling me, oh, I wonder what that, because obviously he didn't know I already got this video on my YouTube. And he's like, oh, I wonder what that is, because he knows I love astrology. And he's like, I wonder what that is, do you know what that is? And I'm like, okay, man, we gotta watch this. We gotta watch this. This is the message. This is the message. We have to watch this video. So we just put it on TV, and we watch the whole video of Pam and Julia. And I'm like, right away, I'm just obsessed. I cannot. And then we just go through all your YouTube videos about all the star systems, like Andromeda, Arcturian, Sirians. We watch every, it's like a binge watching. I cannot stop watching.
Wow.
And that was the time, I was like feeling, I don't know really if astrology is going to be part of my path. I don't know. I just like it. I love it. I really like to use it for myself, but I don't know if this is something that I'm going to use it to help other people. But then, and I'm kind of going back and forth, like, reading Julia's website and watching more videos and going through many other videos after my friend leaves. And I'm like, kind of contemplating. So that was between May and July, obviously, because I registered for your course in July. So I'm like, during that time, and I see again, everything's just leading me to do this, because everything else is just closing and nothing is really opening, no door opening to me. But this is what is like telling me again, yes, do this. And I'm like, what if I don't like it? But because I have done other courses and I didn't like them before, what if I don't like it? But then I'm like, it's fine. Just do it from pure curiosity. You don't have to do it for any other reason. Just do it and just be curious. You don't have to like it or know anything about it or plan anything about it, but just do it with like an open heart. And so sure enough, I registered, and then just everyone knows, like, if you see people around me, they know that how this was the only thing that I talked about all the times. And everyone told me, your face just light up when you talk about this. I'm like, because that's the truth.
Wow, what a journey. What a journey. Wow. Well,
So here I am. Sorry, it went too long, but I try to make it short still.
I just
So,
marvel the whole time as you're talking. I keep checking your astrological chart, and I just marvel at the divine design and how everything is really written in stars, and how beautifully when you follow the path of the 8th house in Scorpio, which have so many indicators of that, but as a leader, as a guide, and with North Node now in 4th house, which is all about returning to the roots, like the sacred medicine and ceremonies and all that. So you found all the correct ingredients, and that's when doors started opening. So what an amazing journey.
Yes. I mean, it's just continuing, and it's unfolding. It's constantly evolving. I'm sure it's not done yet. And I'm still healing as much as I'm, eager to help other people to go through their healing journey and hold the space for them and really help them to remember and empower them. And but it's just, I'm seeing finally at the end of the year, is like Dr. Wayne Dyer had a book, it's called I Can See Clearly, and he's talking about how he's looking back to his life and how things didn't make sense 5 years ago, 2 years ago. Now it's making sense. And I'm like back to the beginning of the year, how lost I felt. After I felt, I know what I'm going to do. And then I'm like back again to, zero. I don't know really what I'm going to do. And now again, and I'm always guided to feel like a beginner. It's like the beginner mind that Buddha talks about it. Every time I always tell myself, just the beginner mind, just be with the beginner mind, because in this beginner mind, you're always brought and sent new things, exciting things. This is kind of what my soul really loves, always just new things. And astrology, this is the magic of astrology. You never get bored and tired of it. I think I can just go for the rest of my life and don't feel bored.
Wow, this is incredible. Let's bring us to present day, because that's an incredible journey you just shared. And look at this amazing site. I'm just going to call it out, sacredjourneycoaching.ca. And this is Niloo's amazing Sacred Journey Coaching site. And look at how happy you look with the tree and your art. And the only way out is through with Robert Frost. Look at this, is just stunning. And then Niloo, let's see, for your services, I'm going to go up here. Maybe you could comment a little bit, because you've been a medical doctor, family practitioner, you've learned Reiki, you've done intuitive coaching, plant medicine, you've got a specialty in working with shadow work, you've got a website and a podcast. Now here we are, my offerings, quantum soul guidance. So again, you offer either in English or in Farsi. Here it is, one-on-one spiritual coaching and intuitive guidance. I just see you so connected to the body and how the body informs galactic awareness. So when you were going through the dark night of the soul, and the body was experiencing shutdown or what felt like depression or adrenal fatigue or digestive issues, if anyone out there is listening as well, and your body is, your mind is going one way, but your body's going another or shutting down, this might be a fabulous site to come check out, Niloo's journey, and see if some of her services here might be of great support. So you do ceremonial gatherings, and coaching with plant medicine. Now your friend that you went to travel with, he'll have to go back and watch this recording now on YouTube, right, Niloo? Because what a journey it's been.
Yes, for sure. Thank you so much, Ursula. Thank you. You always just talk so beautifully.
Well, it's fun to put the tea leaves together. Your soul left you so many breadcrumbs. And, so many of us do try and figure out where am I supposed to do and go? But what I'm feeling from your story is this passion. When to thine own self be true, the more you learned about yourself and who you are and why you're here, then the body could move. So this idea of follow your passion, follow your bliss, asking yourself what excites you. But for you to let go of your medical license and practice to say, I have to follow this in some way because it's what's feeding me. And like you, I'm like chatterbox. When family says, well, that's all you ever talk about. I was like, well, really? I thought I was talking about painting, but I'm not. I'm talking about this knowing yourself. So I see that in you too with this sacred journeying.
Yes, it is. It's absolutely what you said. It is about, that's what I always tell people, because when they say, I don't know what I'm here to do, or when they ask me, when I help them, with their chart, oh, tell me what is my career, what I'm supposed to do. And I say, well, first of all, I'm not predicting anything. Second of all, I'm not telling you what you need to do. I'm just helping you to uncover and remove the veil that has blocked your wisdom and your divine guidance to come out and show you what you need to do. Yeah, we can't tell you your gifts. We can't tell you, the wounding and the areas of life that we came here to work, the lessons. But even if I know 100% this is what you need to do, I'm not going to tell you that, because the journey of evolution, first of all, it's ever unfolding. You can never, put a label on, what you are here to do, because it always unfolds and evolves. Second, you can't really do anything without knowing who you are and knowing yourself. And that's knowing and loving for, and the shadow work, the reason I really love shadow work, because I think many of us, and I see a lot of my friends, even the very spiritual ones, a lot of times they want to just kind of separate themselves and say, oh no, this part of me I don't really like. I don't like to be too sensitive. I don't like to feel heavy sometimes. I don't like to feel dark energies. And I'm like, I don't know. Unfortunately, this didn't work for me, because I had to integrate everything. I have to say, welcome my anger, welcome my sadness, welcome, the judgment, everything, every part of me. I had to integrate, and I'm still integrating. And until we integrate all those parts of ourselves, those polarities, we are not going to feel whole, and we're not going to, move from that place of wholeness, which everything we do is going to be kind of, okay, this is my job, this is me. We're going to feel always separated. But to me, as we integrate, then what we do is part of us, is not separate from us. And that's what I really have passion to help people, and I always do it when I sit and talk to people, even my children, when they say, oh, I feel sad, I feel down, why do I feel like this? And I always say, just become friend with your sadness, invite your grief, just talk to them. Even confusion, I had many times messages coming to me about confusion, and once I was just meditating and this message came and said, confusion is the womb of all possibilities. And I was like, what? Okay, because I feel like I have a lot of Neptune energy, although, my rising is Cancer, so it's moon, but I really feel like Neptune is like always hovering around me. It's like I feel this Neptunian energy all the time. Some people maybe have like the Uranian, the Uranus energy, and I feel like, Neptune, you make me so confused. Why do you do that to me?
So with your relocation chart, Neptune moved to your first house. So I think that's why you feel.
Oh, yeah, exactly. And then I got this message and I was like, okay, even confusion is not bad. Nothing is bad. Everything is here to help us, to evolve. So I'm learning, like, really to not to label anything as bad or evil or dark, because everything is here to help us grow and evolve. So this is kind of what I think my journey is, and that's what I like to help people more than anything with.
I would really love to highlight one more key message that you kind of wrapped beautifully in this in the story that you share, and that is about highlighting the most common misconception that so many people feel stuck with. They are looking for this one thing that they feel they should do in this life, and until they find that one thing, they're miserable because they feel like they don't have it. And it's not about one path and one path only. It's really about the fullness of life and appreciating and embracing everything as opportunities to grow, to learn, have this natural curiosity. So you described that so beautifully. I hope people will receive it.
Thank you. And Julia, I just want to really, really just say that again. You really help people. What I love more than anything, because so many people have courses, but what I loved, more than anything in your course, and the way you, Ursula, I mean, your website with the Ascension Playground, and because, for me, what has been missing for so long in my life is the playfulness, is again, just be like a kid sometimes and have fun. I always feel like serious, it's like, oh, I have to do this, it's like this seriousness that ayahuasca also helped me with so many times, just be playful. You don't have to be so serious all the times, but this is how I grew up, just to be serious, and medical school may be even more serious. So now I'm learning and I'm just untangling this seriousnness. And you always, like, even one of your latest videos, you said when you are like seeing a chart, just say it, just kind of don't like think too much, don't kind of go into trying to make like a perfect sense, but just, and that really, that really helped me and is helping me to, keep that the focus of my work, just to be playful, just not to take it serious. And I was like surprised that people that I did their chart, while I was practicing, they really liked it. And I didn't think that about myself. I thought, I don't know, is this because I always feel like, perfect, like that's, I think my Virgo moon, this perfectionism, OCD, like, critical mind, that always like telling me you could do better. But I'm like learning just to really, just walk away from that mindset, to just be, playful and let things just come without like, going too much in my head and my mind. So I'm really, really grateful for the attitude that you have, doing this course with like, just really just have fun.
Thank you. I really appreciate that. Thank you.
Wow. As I'm listening to you, Niloo, and just amazed, thinking about how you were raised and, the cultural and social imprint that some of us are born into, where women especially are asked to just be a certain way. But I sense from you is the sacred journey, your journey has been one where you were honoring this idea of integration, and there's a certain sense of hope that when your body shuts down, it's just honoring, okay, what are you telling me, body? And let's see about how to bring things back into balance when we're ready. So it's timing. But this woman named Anita Moorjani, who wrote a book called Dying to Be Me, that Wayne Dyer has said everyone should read this book before he passed. This is what the energy of her experience of dying to be me and your sacred journey that you just shared with us. There seems to be this parallel of follow that excitement, follow this, okay, how does it feel to be today? Like it worked for me yesterday, but is it, assisting me in the playfulness of this moment? And this idea of having a session with you to just hold space for, okay, how do we want to hold those shadows? How do you want to navigate? And it's okay if you want to still play with this idea of it's so heavy, it's so dark, because again, as that lotus flower has a potential, it's almost like you're this embodiment of the hope. If you keep following the path of the heart as a child, there is this idea of flowering. And guess what? It might be including these amazing stories and narrative of the galactic, these star seeds, this other heritage that we had no idea was even part of our conversation when we were growing up. So I just wanted to call that out, Niloo, Dr. Niloo, as this thank you for moving forward as you have and sharing this embodiment of the lotus. It makes my heart feel like, yeah, and then there's more, because even 5 years from now you're just going to be like, hey, there's so much more. And it's not about staying still, but it's this joyful evolutionary journeying that I feel like it's just radiating off of you. So thank you.
Absolutely. You just said it so beautifully. Yeah, perfect. I really have nothing to add because you just said it exactly as it is. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. And thinking about our classmates that are still studying to become certified practitioners, as we wrap up our beautiful conversation, is there something you'd like to add or share with them?
I think it's basically just, do it from the place of heart and just be open. Don't take things so serious. Flexibility, curiosity, open-mindedness, and allowing ourselves to sometimes be challenged by things we thought is a different way, and now we are seeing it with a different eye and a different perspective. I think is very important, because I think for many of us, again, this is kind of a Sagittarian type of maybe mindset, that we are all truth seekers, and I'm sure anyone likes to go to this path. Is a soul calling. It's our soul calling, that we are called to go to this path, because astrology, I think, is a very, very high vibrational path that is connecting us to so many things, our roots from our ancestors to our galactic family and stars. So it's very multidimensional. But I think some of us may get stuck in a particular way of working with this tool, with this medicine. I call it, more than anything, I think this is a really, really divine medicine. But if we keep our mind always open about, oh, maybe this was the way I thought 10 years ago, but now I am happy to just see it in a different way. And just, again, the beginner mind. I think that's what, for me, it's my motto, beginner mind, just see it like a new thing. And that was maybe something helped you back a few years ago, but today something new is unfolding, and just be open to that and just enjoy it.
Expanding perspective, always evolving. My daily prayer.
Yeah.
Beautiful message. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Well, I just want to close by saying, wow, may light continue to guide each of our paths. Niloo, I just know the embrace that's going to come from the clients that are going to hear this message, that there is hope and that there is joy, and there is you helping support and guide. So thank you, Julia. Thank you, Niloo.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Super well done.
Thank you so much. Thank you, ladies. I'm so grateful again and honored to be part of this group and be, at service of others, to remember who they are, connect with their guides, connect with their soul family, with their galactic family, and just let the universe and life just unfold for them, whatever is, their soul calling.
Beautiful.